Welcome back to my channel. My name is Evangelia Green. If you're new here, welcome. If you're already a subby, welcome back. Today, I'll be showing you guys how I do my full face of makeup. Now, if you're not following me on Instagram, you need to go ahead and do that because this is where I got the majority of my requests. I like to call this face my ministry-proof, church-proof makeup. If you go into church, if you operate in a ministry, if you pray for people, if you casting devils out, whatever the case, this makeup will stand the test of time. It will literally remain on your face, airbrushed, perfect. Here is proof. This was after a full 10-hour day praying for people, sweating, worship, praise, jumping, like literally felt the sweat dripping down my face. And my face was still intact. I didn't even look oily. I didn't blot myself for that picture. Nothing. So let's get into this. First things first, I like to use this Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is the truth, okay? It works so well. I think I heard that it has glycerin in it. And so if your foundation also has glycerin in it, it just like attaches well to the foundation. And it just keeps everything on your face. So make sure you rub that in real good. It is currently my birthday. And I'm recording this because I'm posting my weekend vlog on Sunday, and I told a couple people, you know what, I'm just going to also post this makeup tutorial on Sunday, and so now I'm filming today. All right, after you're done with your primer, I like to go in with concealer just under my eyes because they do tend to be a little darker or sallow, especially today because y'all, like a freaking idiot, I did not go to bed on time. I stayed up, me and my husband stayed up all night. I don't know who we thought we were. I don't know why we thought we were young, but we stayed up all night. He stayed up playing video games. I stayed up editing the vlog, but we were feeding off of each other, which is where the problem comes in because we were chit-chatting, we were playing, we were like just being fools because we are not young anymore. So I'm going in the shade Cafe. This is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I like to just take some from the pot and put it directly under my eye. I like to go in with a color that's not lighter than my skin tone. I want to match my skin tone here. Now, if you need to color correct, then that would be something that you would probably do here. Like if you have really bad hyperpigmentation, you can go in with a red color corrector. Not too much though. And just put it over where you need to color correct. But because I don't, I just use this. Now, I am both a brush and a sponge girly. For this process, I like to use a little fluffy brush. Is it fluffy? It's not fluffy. It's like a stippling brush almost. I have to figure out what this kind of brush is called. I do know it's Morphe. Oh, the M173 brush. There you go. And just blend. The thing about makeup is you have to be extremely meticulous with blending. Because if you're not, you're gonna look crazy. You have to blend it into your skin. You have to make sure there's no harsh lines. You have to make sure there's no lines of demarcation. And I think that's where people get tripped up with their makeup, is that they be rushing the process. Makeup is not something where you can rush the process. I don't know if you can see, but I have finished blending it into my skin. Yep, and now I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder in medium deep, and I'm just gonna put in a little powder just to kind of set it so that it's not creasing all over the place. And also, this is to prevent me getting oily. When I say my face, my T-zone gets like a freaking oil rig. You could slip inside if you wanted to. I'm not playing. So this is what I do to prevent my face from oiling up, especially after sweating and dancing and having it on for long. Yeah, this is tea. So I just put the powder exactly where I put the concealer. And I'm not baking here, so I'm not ODing on powder. I'm literally just putting it enough for it to blend in with the concealer that I added. Okay. Now that our base is done, or our under base is done, we are going to go in with foundation. I am using the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. If you haven't realized, I'm a NARS girly because they work. They work. So it is a little pricey, but if you're willing to invest, I would highly recommend it. I'm using the shade IGUAÇU. I don't know how to pronounce this, but this is what I'm using. NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation in IGUAÇU. Not even gonna hold you. I have a real ghetto way of putting foundation on. I probably should put it on a brush before I put it on my face, but I don't do that. This is what I do. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all because y'all asked for what I do in my tutorial. This is it. After I put the foundation on my face, I go in with the Morphe I think it's the 444, and I swirl that drawn in. I don't pat it in with this brush because if I wanted to pat it in, if I'm being frank, I would use a sponge, which we are going to use after, but I swirl. And I always get under my jaw. I don't do my neck because I make sure my foundation matches my neck. Okay, do y'all see how the base is coming together? Yummy. After I do that, I like to go in with my beauty blender. My beauty blender is tried and true. I've realized it's part of what gives me like my seamless airbrushed look. That's something that people say a lot when they see my face, is that I look airbrushed. Part of it is the sponge. After I use the brush, I go in with the sponge because what? We have to blend. Okay, now that we look smooth and quite frankly one-dimensional, now we start going in and adding dimension to my face. I use the NARS Soft Matte Concealer again in the shade Hazelnut. This is a little lighter, and I use it under my eye, on the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, and on my chin. And then I blend it out with a sponge. Now the thing about concealer under your eye is that placement matters. It helps like contour and shape your face, and so you can't just put it anywhere just because you feel like it and like think it'll do the job quick. No, it has to be put on well. Like you have to map out your face.
Many buses, I can't help but check my patience. Can't hold me back, devil seeming I can't take this. Destroy this temple when in 3 days he will race it. Check your meter, yo, you rockin' with the greatest. I know blessings come alive, so I stay up. Ain't no stressing while I'm taking my vacation. Got my Jesus with me.
When I'm blending out my concealer, I'm not blending out everywhere. I'm blending just where I put the concealer. So because I put it under my eyes, I'm not going further than this point. So if I need to blend more, this is just where I go. I'm not taking it all over my face because then it defeats. Why can't I speak? It defeats the purpose of where you put it. Not even gonna lie, y'all, birthday messages be overwhelming me. I absolutely love them, and I always feel so grateful, especially because, I don't know, on my birthday every year, I feel like everybody's gonna forget and nobody's gonna wish me. And so whenever I do get them, I feel like super grateful and happy. But trying to keep up with everything, my problem is I always want to respond to everyone. And I typically post on my birthday, and the comments be like OD. And if I'm being for real with myself, I can't respond to people on Instagram, on TikTok, on my phone, I can't do it. I'm not Superwoman as much as I love to be. I'm just not her. So if you said happy birthday to me and I didn't respond to you personally, please know that I saw it and I'm super, super grateful. And really makes my heart feel warm and makes me feel appreciated and valued, and I don't know, it makes me feel loved. All right, we're done with the first layer of concealer, and give me a moment to switch off this battery pack and we'll be back in business. Y'all didn't even realize I was going. Let's keep it going. All right, now this is where you have to start being for real with yourself and paying close attention to what you're doing. Because I love a deep under eye, say what you want, call it 2016-esque. I quite frankly don't care because I love how it looks on me. I use the Tarte C Power Flex in the shade Tan Deep Sand, and it is light, okay? I like a light under eye. I like my under eye to look bright, you know? So because of that, I have to be careful about how I put this concealer on and how I blend it. Otherwise, I'm going to look insane. So I like to put a little bit on in my inner corner, like in my eye area, a little bit on my forehead, on my nose, and on my nose because it is bright. I just lied. I like to put a lot on my under eye because I do like it bright. But a little everywhere else because then I just look like a coffin. I look coffin ready if I OD everywhere else. But under my eyes, Snoop. Freaking Snoop. We going in. See that? You see how bright it is? You see how it looks like it's not my color? That's only because it's not. But it's my highlight color though. So I don't take it beyond this point because you'll see that when I'm blending it out, it'll try and spread everywhere. And we don't want that to happen because remember, like I said, we don't want to blend out beyond the eye because then there's no purpose in doing the highlight. I like to go up like this right here. Because it helps lift the face. I don't know if I can't draw a straight line or if my nose is crooked. My nose is probably crooked, but it's okay though. What are we about to do? We are about to blend, and we are going to blend carefully. So I take my beauty blender. I think this is one of the Real Techniques beauty blenders. It is actually. It's one of the Real Techniques beauty blenders. And I blend like my life depended on it. Pay attention to how I'm not leaving this one place. Not yet. And see how it's already, this is what I mean by you don't want to do too much because then it'll spread everywhere. You'll look crazy. Okay, I'm blending out this left side a little more because I feel like it's harsher than this side. Like this side is bright, but this side, like right here, is doing a lot. Okay, there we go. I know I look crazy right now, but we're gonna trust the process. Please believe me when I say trust the process. Now that we're done with concealer, we're gonna go in with contour, okay? Okay, I'm currently blending the outer edges of where I concealed so that the line isn't harsh, so that when I add my contour, it'll blend in seamlessly. Because other than that, your face is gonna look like a whole bunch of lines. It's gonna look like a geometry or a trigonometry quiz. Make sure you're blending the edges. Like right here, I'm blending that. I'm not spreading it out. I'm just literally taking the sponge and blotting over it so that I don't look dumb when I add contour. Now we're adding contour. I don't currently like my contour. I want a darker one. I do want to try the milk contour that they just came out with, or I want to try the Fenty contour stick. Don't know which one yet, but I do know I need to switch my contour. I went into Sephora and I asked the lady for the darkest contour she had, and I went to Sephora and I asked the lady for a contour, and I asked for Born This Way. So I was like, can you just give me a color that, you know, would be contour on me? And this is what she gave me, and it's just not dark enough. I like a contour, and this don't give me that. This is like, instead of, you know what I'm saying? Before I was using the Born This Way, I was using the MAC Film Noir blush as my contour. And I still do use that for my nose, but yeah, I want a cream contour stick. So let's see. We are going to make a fishy face and put it on the sides. Perfect. We're not only going to put on the sides, we're also going to put some on the forehead, like around where we put that light spot. This is how we create dimension in the face. And then lastly, we're going to put some on this area of my face to create kind of a chiseled look. You know, your girl got a double chin. And so where we can create shadows to make it look thinner, we're gonna do that. So before I get to my final step, I do like to moisturize my lips, because whether I'm doing a lipstick or a lip gloss, I hate doing it on dry lips. So right now I'm using the MAC Prep and Prime Lippy, and this stuff makes your lipstick stay on your lips and your lip gloss, and it prevents you from getting that white crust. You know when you put lip gloss on your lips and you get that white crust in the middle? Yeah, this prevents that for me. Now, if it doesn't prevent it for you, don't go and be saying, well, even Jelly said it would prevent it for me, so I don't understand why. It prevents it for me. Got my back and I'm too gifted to be passing. Now I'm cashing out my balance. I'm too blessed to be stressed. All right. And now we're going to blend out this contour. To blend out my contour, I do like using the Morphe M173 brush. So I do have two of them, one for contour, one for concealer. And I just use circular motions and always brush upwards, never downwards. For this area, I brush up like this. I never do like this because then it'll make you look like you have a beard. And then for this area, I brush down because I wanted to create a shadow in my double chin area. Yes, so we're blending upwards with the contour. And what I like to do is carry it into right here where I did the highlight. Yeah. And remember what I said about blending? Do you see how harsh this line is right now? It should not be this harsh by the time I'm done. Been running for way too long. Kinda sleepy. Atlanta. Alright, I don't know if it's just me, but every time I'm doing makeup, I be sweating on my upper lip. Can't stand that. An important step is to use setting spray after you're done with all your cream products. I swear by the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Do y'all see how much is left? Oh, hold on. Yeah. It's almost gone because I swear by this stuff. It has never failed me. This and the powder that I'm about to use, please, if you take nothing at all from this whole tutorial, take these two products. These two products right here. No, and the primer, so these three. But yeah. Okay. So we're gonna let the liquid product set. I don't like talking while I set because I don't want creases. All right, now that I'm dry, we're going to use the powders. The Huda Beauty Baking and Setting Powder in Blondie is what makes me look like I have no pores. Actually, let's see if we can zoom in while I do this part. I like to use a setting powder for this part. I mean, a beauty blender for this part. Everywhere that I put highlight, I am putting setting powder. And I'll be pretty generous with it too. Get a closer look, a closer look. And now, I do everywhere else I highlighted. So that would be my forehead, my nose, and my chin. BRB, I'm gonna take a picture for a thumbnail. Now that my setting powder has been on my face for a little bit, I typically don't like to keep it on that long, but I did want to take a picture for the thumbnail. I go in with my Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in the shade Deep to wipe off all my excess powder. If I go in like with a regular brush and just wipe it off by itself, it will not do anything. Like, I will still look ashy, I will still look coffin ready. So I need to go in with something that's closer to my shade to kind of help, you know, blend that out. So take some powder, dust off the excess, and yep, just like that, like so, like that. Love unto that. Got my Jesus with me, he's giving me patience. I know blessings coming with him, so I stay up. You stay up, you stay up. I know blessings coming. Now, really quickly, we're going to use the MAC Film Noir blush to do my contour on my nose. And I use the Morphe M164 for this. It's like a precision brush. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. And I do like one swipe because if you go in really heavy with this, it looks purple. But like I said, once I get a good contour cream, like contour cream stick that I like, or a cream contour stick that I like, I'm gonna be done with this as contour. But for now, we put our contour right outside where we did our highlight into our eyebrow, just like that. And we're gonna do it for the other side too. A little goes a long way with this. Now I'm gonna go back in with my Huda Beauty, but I'm gonna dust it off real quick, like right away. I'm just going in because I like my under eye bright. And I'm not re-dipping into my powder, I'm just using the excess that's on my sponge. And then right after I do it, brush it off. Okay, I know it's not all blending together seamlessly yet, but trust the process because I know what I'm talking about. Now that I've done my highlight powder and everything, what I'm going to do is take my Fenty Beauty bronzer in Mocha Mommy, and I'm gonna go everywhere where I put contour and in my lines of demarcation so that it blends in and it doesn't look so sharp. I should not be using this brush, but I can't find my other brush right now, so we're gonna rock with it.
Too many buses, I can't help but check my patience. Can't hold me back, devil seeming I can't take this. Destroy this temple when in 3 days he will race it. Check your meter.
Ideally, you will want to use a separate brush for this.
Ain't no stressing while I'm taking my vacation. Got my Jesus with me, he's giving me patience. I know blessings coming with him, so I stay up. You stay up.
Moving on to the last powder step, we are gonna go in with blush. I never thought that as a dark girly that I could use blush until I don't even remember what it was that I watched. I think maybe it might have been Jackie Aina, because y'all know that she's everybody's auntie. She's my auntie at least. But ever since then, I started using blush, and I used the blush NARS in Exhibit A. It is just top tier. It's an orangey shade, as you can see, which on dark skin goes on as like almost pinkish reddish. So this is what I use. And what I like to do is I typically over blush. So I'm gonna go in into my little powder OD, and I'm gonna smile and put it on the apples of my cheeks.
Check your meter, yeah, you rockin' with the greatest. I know blessings come alive, so I stay up. Ain't no stressing while I'm taking my vacation. Got my Jesus with me, he's giving me.
After I do the apples of my cheeks, I like to drag it up a little bit. So round, 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 round. Thin the brush out because you don't want it spreading everywhere. You just want it going right here. And then up. Round, 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 up. I don't believe in too much blush, clearly. Okay, now that we have blushed our face, we're gonna go back in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Well, with what's left of it, because y'all know mine is almost done. What this also does is it helps everything melt together. You definitely need everything to melt together. So if you are somebody who doesn't use setting sprays, please start. And lastly, now that we're pretty much done with our face, what we're going to do is our lips. I like to line my lips in brown pencil. I typically use the Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Pillow Talk. But I don't know what happened. She grew legs and ran away from me. But it's all right because I'm going to get another one. But because I don't have that right now, I will be using just a regular beauty supply store brown pencil. Any brown pencil works. But the Charlotte Tilbury and Pillow Talk, she works the best. Now that lips are lined, we're going to use the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Madeline. Ooh. Oh, there we go. And we're gonna fill in. This is my everyday lip, or like my basic makeup lip. Like if I'm not trying to do nothing bold, this is what I go with. Once I'm done with that, I like to go in with my Fenty lip gloss in the shade Hot Chocolate and line where I did my brown lip. And then we are going to finish off, just want to make sure y'all can see, we're going to finish off with Beauty Supply Store lip gloss. It costs $1 and they do the job. Cost $1, make you wanna holla. And we're dapping so we don't mess up with the blend that we have going on. And that is our full face. I'm gonna put my hair down and put on an outfit so that y'all can see like everything put together. All right, hair is done, outfit is on, face is beat, and do we see how everything has just melted together seamlessly? Zooming in so that you guys can see this. Yeah. I assure you that this face is makeup proof. You can participate fully in praise and worship. You could pray for people, you could cast out devils, you could jump around, shout, roll around on the floor, literally do whatever you want because this face is church and ministry proof. I will not say it's tear proof, but if you sweat, you'll be good to go. You will not get oily, and it'll hold up. It held up for me for 10 hours. It's held up for me for 12 hours before. You'll be good to go. So if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week.